It's very simple, young man. So again, we already know that most of the world, and especially Africa or whatever, a good percentage of the world is religious in some way. They're the worshiping and praying idea. So this here, pray for purity, creates a relationship. So when people say, when they talk about prayer or worship or whatever, for me, if someone said that, I would say, simply say, well, yes, I do pray. I pray for purity. Okay, and that's it. I don't pray for anything else. I just pray for purity. And so they may ask you, they may say, oh, see, because people don't hear that, do they? No, that's kind of new. It's kind of old, but it's really kind of new. It's like, because they don't usually, they pray to God, they worship God. It's like, oh, thank you, God, and, can you do this, or, can you make, me younger, or can you bring food on the table, or whatever? Can I have a new, camel, or what have you? Okay, so they petition God for this. But yes, we can pray. I wouldn't say that I pray so much. I would say that I can pray, and I do have that choice. And if I do choose to pray, I will pray for purity. Just that simple, you see. And so, and I would explain that I see life already as complete. So why not pray for something that completes it? Which it is. It's purity. This is the isness. So again, something along those lines. And yeah, the influence is going to be there always. And you can talk to the influence. It's okay. And say, yeah, I'm praying. I'm praying for purity. See, that will bug her. Really bugs her. I've met, head on the influence many times. And when I'm, sharing this with others, she shows up and she's not very nice. She's rather perturbed. Etc. But again, you have pray for purity. So as we've created that, now you have a relationship, a reference to these people that do pray, but you pray for purity. That's it. There is nothing else. We don't pray for things. We just pray for purity, because really, within that word purity, that is a reference to the isness, because the isness is pure, and there is nothing pure in creation. Why are people praying on the earth to their gods? Because this place is screwed up, okay? If everything was here and okay, would they be praying? No. They're praying because they know that, this place is not what they want it to be, so they keep praying. So why not pray for purity, and that focuses on the all is.
I recognize that life presents its opportunities time and time again, and in different guises. Could it be that in the dim past, the real guides presented opportunities like you are doing for people to have a real education and real freedom, and they simply spurned it, and so we are where we are still here today? And is it the first time ever that the all is or the East has presented this opportunity for people to have a real education and for a real freedom and all the like? So I can't fathom this out enough. So I ask you.
Okay, we'll use the corporation as a reference, and that is that you see what Paul did. And at the time, it was the big deal, because that's what it was. But now it's become simply, he was the babysitter at the time. He really was, just like the corporation now is the babysitter. Controlling babysitter, that is. During Paul's time, there was no tap lining. It was removal of these things. Well, since the takeover from Darwin's time to Harold's time, it's become the tap lining corporation. There becomes a difference. So, yes, the boys have played a role throughout history, and Paul created something for people to relate to, and that is what, just like actors, that's the role they played for that time. They know what they're doing. They see what's coming. And what is being presented now? Basically, no, because the world has not been ready for it. You know how many eons it's taken, and yugas it's taken for people to, have enough experience to just get ready in some way for this isness? It's huge. And look at what we're presenting, and look at the reaction of the world. Still not there. The world itself, the consciousness, is physical, astral. And I remember that, it was either Darwin or Harry. It doesn't even matter. They go, well, it looks like we're entering the causal level or whatever. We're all in through these levels. All creation is the same. The astral, causal, mental, etheric realms, they're all the same because they're all right here and now. And it's not that you're higher or lower in creation. It doesn't matter where you're at in creation. You just exactly are where you are. Okay, the surroundings might be nicer, but you're still in creation, cause and effect. And so, yes, this is an exceptional time. And I would say you should be able to recognize that, even comparing it to when Paul was here and what Paul wrote, etc. And now a lot of what he said, because it was for those times, Paul created a lot of restrictions too, because he was defining things accordingly. And basically, even Paul said, I suggest you don't read anything else but what we're doing. Well, because it all comes from that. But no, the isness and what I've defined and what I've presented out there, where is it in the world that it's like this? And it is a real reference to real experiences and to real universes. Who has this? A lot of people, most of the time, if they're religious, it's their heaven, it's their astral heaven, or it's their, or it's their galactic idea, which is outer space, where supposedly the gods are. That's it. It's a galactic idea. The Palladians, the other star systems, etc. And this is what most people see, as they are still seeing one-dimensional physical realm. Or the astral worlds, which is basically they want to go to a happy place. And so, like never before, no, the all is really defines, even though Paul talked about the so-called higher worlds and higher levels, it really is in a literal sense, accordingly, because that's what he related to at that time. And what happened in the past, thousands of years ago, or whatever with the boys, it was according to those times. But what people do is they drag all the past up. They call this tradition, thinking that, oh, this is what it was and this is what it's to be now. No, this is what's so cool about the new you. This is why the is brought out the new you, because it's always new now. And this is specified, you see? And we don't have an evolution going on here. We're not evolving. That's that's like from being an ape to a human, and I don't know if that's good or not. Okay, it sounds kind of funny. Maybe humans should evolve into apes. I mean, they know what they're doing. They don't ruin their environment. So maybe it's all backwards, like everything is here. So again, it's, we're in this funny place, and we have to deal with it. So again, the old references, I look at what is in the past as a comparison, not a reality. But for the most part, because people have come through this, and just like traditional anything, it's nonsense every year celebrating the 4th of July and just letting off a bunch of bombs and ruining the environment. It's become traditional. And what is tradition? It's an infection. It's not a benefit. You show me anything traditional, and like Oktoberfest coming up in Germany, that's traditional. Is that a benefit? You got all these things that are traditional. Where's the benefit? We are the real benefit because we're always new. Yes, no, it's never been done, you might say, because on a scale like this, Charles, because this is just how it is now. And yes, I would say take advantage of it and step up and do everything you can, because it's only going to last so long, because the dark side here does not want it here. And when it's not here, it's not, etc. So when people question it, why waste your time? Why don't you do the new you? Ask Reba Zartars, go to the real side, start to get confirmations, listen to the Skypes we have, and all these wonderful experiences. Take the time to do it. If you don't, you've missed a lot. So yeah, this is the new nowness, which I've specified. And it's like nothing else, and very few people see it. So again, it's getting on with what we're doing here, doing something real, get involved with the projects, get involved with what we're doing, And the boys on the real side will guide you and provide the real education. But just like in school, you have to step up and take part. You just don't sit there and listen to the teacher. You do projects, you do your homework, you whatever. You get involved, you create little clubs, boys and girls clubs in the school. You guys do things, whatever. You see, you participate. And so that's the whole thing now, that you participate. You just don't sit there in the audience and fall asleep from what Harry is saying. So yes, Charles, it is uniquely new, and it's more than obvious. It is, because look at history, or the known history, which isn't very much because they don't tell you all. But do you see it anywhere in history? You see kind of ideas of it, but you really don't specifically see, what is being presented now with the new presentation. No, you don't see it because the world wasn't ready for it. And they're even not ready for it now. But here it comes. We're here. And this is it. And we only got one shot at it. And that's it, because most people are going to try and drown it out. So again, get ready for the confrontation. And most people will run from that. Well, you're just running from yourself, because you'll have nothing. You'll only have yourself, and you'll just keep running. I see them on the real side. Everybody's running into the darkness. They're running nowhere. Yeah, so it's time to wake up, because it's all here and now. It's a recognition. Yes, Charles.